What is going on, Summoners? We're back here today with another champion deep dive. He's that master of the mystic arts rebuilt from the ground up. Today, we're talking about Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange storms back into the contest with 0% combat power rate, but he generates 3.5% of his max power every second. As an attacker, he also passively gains 12% of his max power each time a buff on the opponent is nullified or expires naturally. This replaces the Mystic Dispersion Mastery. Now, as the master of the mystic arts, Doctor Strange has an arcane arsenal, allowing him to handle many different situations. Channeling defensive wards, he passively regenerates 60% of the damage taken from blocked hits. This is increased to 80% on well-timed blocks. Slinging offensive cantrips, all of Doctor Strange's attacks deal energy damage, as well as additional bursts of energy damage at 50% of his modified attack rating. And of course, he's always prepared with counter spells. After the opponent gains a buff, Doctor Strange has a 60% chance to nullify their most recent buff. Now, when any buff on the opponent is nullified, Doctor Strange gains an arcane font. Each arcane font increases the potency of his personal bursts of energy damage by 3%. And when Doctor Strange is awakened, at the start of the fight, he inflicts the opponent with up to 3 indefinite placebo buffs. Then, inflicts a Fate Seal passive for 3 seconds. Also while awakened, anytime he gains an arcane font, he has up to a 30% chance to gain another. This can trigger itself, but is not affected by ability accuracy. Also, to round out his sick ability, just before his opponent would be knocked out, he inflicts a 125% potency neutralize passive for 3 seconds. Now, Doctor Strange invokes 3 Vishanti blessings to aid him in battle, each lasting 20 seconds and cycling in sequential order. Ashtar's Refuge grants 40% increased regeneration potency, and during the opponent's special attacks, this bonus is doubled and paused. Agamotto's Insight grants increased attack rating, and during Strange's Special 1, this bonus is doubled. Hoggoth's Wisdom grants 100% increased ability accuracy, and during Strange's Special 2, he gains an additional arcane font when a buff is nullified off of the opponent. All of his blessings are paused while he is performing a heavy or special attack, but charging a heavy after landing any non-combo ending attack inflicts a stun passive 4.3 seconds, and while charging this attack, personal effects on the opponent are paused, and after charging for 0.5 seconds, Doctor Strange increases the cycle of his blessings by 1200% for as long as he charges his heavy attack. And while charging or performing a heavy attack, double tapping block will consume 1 bar of power to gain 3 arcane fonts. This can only trigger 1 time per heavy. Now, the final hit of his heavy attack and the final 3 hits of his Special 1 and Special 2 trigger different effects based on the current Vishanti blessing that is active. While under Ashtar's Refuge, he inflicts a 30% Wither passive lasting for 30 seconds. These have a max stack of 3, and while under Agamotto's Insight, he deals an additional burst of energy damage equal to 50% of his modified attack. And through Hoggoth's Wisdom, he grants the opponent a placebo buff for 10 seconds. Now, on the first hit of Doctor Strange's Special 1, the Winds of Watum inflict a Cold Snap debuff for 2.5 seconds, and on the next 3 hits, the Flames of Faltine inflict Incinerate debuffs for 0.5 seconds. With the Special 2, the first 3 hits lash with an Eldritch Whip, each granting his opponent a placebo buff, lasting for 10 seconds. And after the final hit, 3 buffs on the opponent each have a 50% chance to be nullified. With his Special 3, he refreshes the current Vishanti blessing and inflicts a Fate Seal passive lasting for 15 seconds. While this Fate Seal is active, when the opponent is prevented from gaining a buff due to Fate Seal or immunity, he gains an arcane font. Now that we've outlined how he works, let's put it all together in the champion rotation. There are many different ways to utilize Doctor Strange, and you can adapt your playstyle and focus on his different blessings for the challenge in front of you. For a shorter fight, and if your opponent doesn't require any of his specific utility, you can start by doing a basic combo into a heavy charge, holding your heavy until you're under the benefit of your orange blessing. From here, you can simply cycle special ones for an emphasis on quick damage until your opponent is knocked out. But in a longer fight, or against opponents who can reduce your damage, you'll want to ramp his arcane font before switching to your orange spell. So, start the fight with your heavy charge, but hold it until you're under the benefit of your purple blessing. From here, your special 2 will place placebo buffs on the opponent, and that counter spell will nullify them and ramp up your arcane font. Don't worry if you get pushed to your special 3. You can always heavy charge and double tap block to consume a bar of power. Then, cancel your heavy into your special 2. Once your arcane font is ramped enough, you can switch back to your orange blessing to start dishing out some serious damage to your opponent. And hey, if you're up against one of those pesky cosmic champions who love to deal massive damage into your block, you can stay under the benefit of your blue blessing to heal back any block damage you take against them, allowing you to stay topped up throughout the fight. Not to mention, if there are just too many buffs to handle, you can utilize his special 3 to activate that Fate Seal passive for 15 seconds. Oh yeah, and Doctor Strange has seen this before. If he's awakened just before the opponent is knocked out, he'll inflict a 125% neutralize passive, stopping some of those cheat death mechanics right in their track. Thank you for watching this Champion Deep Dive for Doctor Strange. And hey, if you liked the video and want to see more, click subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you haven't already, join the official Marvel Contest of Champions Discord and come discuss. And remember, we'll see you in the Battle Realm.